Confessions of suspected kidnappers. We impregnate female victims whose husbands can't pay ransom. This they did for a long time and succeeded in impregnating as many as 8 women, but they are unlikely to do such again. Reason? Some of them have been apprehended by the operators of the anti-kidnapping squad of Rivers State Police Command. Some of the arrested kidnappers and robbers are Ume Palo, Philip Trudeau, and Godstay Okere. The operatives, it was learned, rescued 8 victims, including 23-year-old Ruth Sunday, who was freed while kidnappers were waiting for a 5 million naira ransom from her family. The police also recovered 50 arms and ammunition, including 15 AK-47 rifles, pistols, and magazines from the gang at their hideout at Igbo Eche, Pine Pile, and Williakara Forest in Bori local government area of Rivers State. One of the suspects spoke with Saturday Sun, and he said he hails from Bori local government area of Rivers State. In his words, we are 10 members of the gang. We kidnap female victims and we impregnate them. We have kidnapped over 15 female victims and impregnated about 8 victims. We usually turn them to our girlfriends. If money was not forthcoming from the people, we would later release them. Rivers State Commissioner of Police Mr. Eboka told Friday's Sun that the 3 kidnappers were abducting their female victims, would take them to the Eche and Williakara Forest and collect millions of naira as ransom from their relations. Those who couldn't pay were raped, impregnated, and released. The police boss said that the suspects led the police detectives to arrest one. Thank God alleged. Oh, that's a name. Thank God alleged to be the arms keeper. Thank God it was gathered, led the police to a location in Williakara Forest in Bori where firearms were discovered. The police alleged that the suspects killed the policeman in their checkpoints and their houses. Deputy Commissioner Operations Mwazu Mohammed, who led the operation, said he, alongside the anti-kidnapping commander Collins Edward and his operatives, stormed the hideout of the kidnappers in Williakara Forest and in Mbano Camp in Oyibo local government area of the state. They recovered police AK-47 rifles, magazine, and 125 cartridges and pump-action guns stolen from the police during the NSAS protests last year. He further stated that the 3 kidnappers and their syndicates between September and November 2020 kidnapped female victims in Port Harcourt and Elele Access, taking them to their hideout. They reportedly demanded millions of naira and ended up impregnating some of their victims. During an encounter where the police thought the suspects were shot dead, while the others escaped with bullet wounds and abandoned their arms and ammunition. What? I don't understand, okay? It's not as bad as it is that kidnapping is an industry, to be honest. An illegal industry. People are getting into it. But the fact is, why would you impregnate? It's illogical. That is technically your child as well. And I don't understand. What do you gain from that? Someone says, isn't it Fulani kidnappers that are your brothers? That's why the comment section is empty. Okay, why would you say that? See, people just wake up. There's this thing on Twitter that people say, you just wake up and you choose violence. No one asked you, you just chose violence. Somebody says all of them are Fulani slaves from the south and Baya frauds hiding under the NSAS to steal guns and kidnap innocent Nigerians. Please. Someone says, Igbos, I saw your comments. How market? What does this mean? Someone says this is what the North should be doing to bandits and kidnappers in the North, not using criminal gumi to give them money and encourage them to continue. They should be arrested and prosecuted because they are criminals. Imagine, they'd give them what? Millions of naira, but then ordinary, what do you call it? What's the thing when you give money, when you give or support an industry? Like grants or loans, subsidies, yes, that's the word. But they'd be giving like 50,000 naira subsidies to all these market women saying they should start businesses, understanding how things are expensive and how businesses run. But then if it's to give kidnappers millions, hundreds of millions of naira, you'd give them to get students back, to get kids, the futures of Nigeria back. Doesn't make sense. So you have the money, but you choose not to invest it in other things. But please, or you can't even invest it in your security forces with their equipment. No, you don't. You choose not to do that. I don't understand. Don't understand how these people work. Somebody says kill them immediately. Okay, that when it's a wait. Okay, I don't know if democracy allows for killing of prisoners, but I don't think we can take life. Somebody says, and they, like many others of their kind, were part of the NSAS protesters, and Somomu's they chorus follow them. I don't know how this makes sense. Okay, I don't know what NSAS protests that you know about, but the actual NSAS protesters did not include hoodlums and riffraffs and hooligans and all that. Somebody says, Nigerian Momo people, God punish you all. Isn't it Fulani herdsmen? Somebody says, we need to improve on the conditions of service of the Nigerian police to enable them work harder. Again, we should make punishment for kidnapping death sentence, as kidnappers kill over 75% of their victims. I don't know about that. That's already a debatable thing, but I think that they should be apprehended and given their punishment or allowed to serve time. Somebody says these criminals are wicked. These are part of the criminals we've been calling Fulani herdsmen. No matter where you're from, I think again, the Fulani herdsmen thing is technically some people. If you talk about it holistically as just being more Nigeria, we just have criminals that need to be apprehended and taken away from society. That's it. But of course, we are so divided, we have to attach labels to everything. So we call them Fulani herdsmen. Again, are you trying to say that, okay, fine, we obviously know that, being a herder is something that is more popular in the north, but you're trying to say that they aren't southern Nigerians who are herders as well? Doesn't make sense. So again, we're also divided that we attach everything to everything. We like labels and all that. I guess it's just how the world works, to be honest. But yeah. So it's not you again, because of Fulani herdsmen, and they're not necessarily changing the view of them for the public. It's not necessarily a good view, and because of that, as a result, every crime that's committed against somebody, it will just be put, or any crime committed by any person will just be put as part of the Fulani herdsmen crime, when really it might not be. Somebody says Fulani Mohammed is the police commander who gave you out in this formation. What do you expect? I mean, there's so many conversations. Sometimes it gets tiring, but it's our country. The question is, what are we going to do to change it? Put what you think about it in the comment section below. And also, do not forget to like and subscribe. What do you think about all the insurgency that's going on? And give your opinion about the elections in 2023. Do you think it will happen?